everybody, Miss Molly here for today's edition of First Chapter Friday, and today we are reading Candice Fleming's The Enigma Girls. How 10 teenagers broke ciphers, kept secrets, and helped win World War II. So this story, Bletchley Park was a well-kept secret during World War II, operating under the codename Station X. The critical, top-secret work of code-cracking Nazi missives that went on behind its closed doors could determine whether the Allies won or lost against Hitler's army. Amid the brilliant cryptographers, the absent-minded professors working there, it was teenage girls who kept Station X running. Some could do advanced math, while others spoke a second language. They ran the unwieldy bomb machines, which made sense of wireless sound waves and sorted the decoded messages. They were expected to excel in their fields and, most importantly, know how to keep a secret. So this is True Stories in Focus. So let's read the beginning here. So we have, starting with an image. And the image beneath says, 3 women at work in the bomb machines in the Eastcote outstation in England. So introduction. This is the story of a handful of young women, teenagers really, who left their childhoods behind and walked into the unknown. They had no idea where they were going or what they would be asked to do. They only knew it was wartime and they wanted to do their bit. With record players and teddy bears in tow, they ended up doing vital top secret work at a place called Bletchley Park. Certainly, there are bigger names in the history of World War II cipher breaking. Alan Turing, Dilly Knox, Tommy Flowers, and the likes have had numerous books written about their remarkable contributions at Bletchley Park. They are heroes, but so too are these 10 mostly overlooked young women, and thousands more like them, who dedicated themselves to hard work and secrecy. For most of their lives, they never breathed a word of their war experiences. Their stories have largely been forgotten until now. So we're starting off in 1939 to 1945. War and Why is what it says. Chapter 1, War. Poland was just stretching awake on the first day of September 1939. Golden sunlight spread over fields of ripening corn and villages of straw-thatched log houses. Suddenly, the pink horizon grew dark with airplanes, 1,000 of them. They flew so low that those on the ground could see their painted crosses and swastikas. Nazis. Bullets and bombs rained from the sky. The noise was deafening, the boom of explosions, the groan of collapsing buildings, shouts and screams. Black smoke blotted out the sun. The hot growing rush of flames was everywhere. Meanwhile, 1.5 million German soldiers swarmed across the Polish border. The Polish army was no match for the Nazi war machine. This was blitzkrieg, lightning warfare. Swift, focus, and using an overwhelming force, the Nazis easily overran Poland. Soon, Germany's ruthless dictator Adolf Hitler would rule this country. But invading Poland was just the first step in Hitler's larger plan to conquer all of Europe. Someday, he believed Paris would be his. So would London, and no one would be able to stop him. In Britain, Prime Minister Neville Chamberlain was both stunned and furious. A year earlier, after seizing Czechoslovakia, Hitler had signed an agreement with Britain promising not to grab any more territory. Now he'd broken that promise, reason enough to declare war. But matters were made worse by the fact that both Britain and France had signed an agreement with Poland promising to come to its defense if it was ever attacked. What could Chamberlain do? He gave Hitler an ultimatum: pull out of Poland immediately, or Britain and France would declare war. Hitler had until 11 o'clock in the morning of September 3rd to respond. Hour after tense hour passed. All of Europe waited. At 11 a.m. on Sunday, September 3rd, citizens across the British Empire gathered around their radios to hear a special announcement from Prime Minister Chamberlain. Was it war? We have some images. Chamberlain came on. His voice was grave. Hitler had ignored his ultimatum, leaving England no choice. This country is at war, he said. No people or country could feel safe in the face of Nazi aggression. The Germans had to be stopped. Europe must be saved, for it is evil things that we shall be fighting against, he concluded. Brute force, bad faith, injustice, oppression, and persecution, and against them, I am certain the right will prevail. country quickly mobilized. Blackout was strictly enforced. This meant that the windows and doors of all buildings were tightly covered at night to prevent any glimmer of light that might aid enemy aircraft during night bombings. Sandbags were placed in front of doors and trenches were dug in parks. Gas masks were handed out like candy and air raid shelters cropped up in small towns and city neighborhoods. London looked especially strange as barrage balloons, blimps on wires that to keep low-flying aircraft from attacking at close range, filled the city's sky. Even the wrought iron fences around the country's cemeteries and public squares were pulled out and melted down for munitions. Men and women wearing uniforms were suddenly everywhere. So were ration cards. The German Navy had begun sinking ships headed for Britain that were carrying essential goods like grain, sugar, meat, gasoline. As these goods grew scarce, rationing was set up as a way of guaranteeing that everyone got his or her fair share. The British government now limited citizen consumption of butter, sugar, meat, canned milk, shoes, gasoline, silk, rubber, and more. Meanwhile, officials began moving important government agencies out to the countryside in hopes that they'd be safe from bomber raids. One of these agencies was the Government Code and Cipher School, GC and SC. An arm of the Secret Intelligence Service, GC and SC's job was code breaking, and its very existence was very hush-hush. Packing up their files and equipment, the small team of code breakers slipped out of London. They set up their new base of operation in a red brick manor located on a country estate 50 miles away. The estate was called Bletchley Park, code name Station X. Here, the team gathered intelligence of the most crucial nature. They strove to outwit the Nazis and break into German codes and ciphers. If they succeeded, they would be able to penetrate to the very heart of the enemy's operations. What was Hitler planning? Where were the German troops? What kind of equipment was being used? Intelligence like that could save lives. It could affect how commanders fought battles. Above all, it could win the war. All right, my friends, that is the first chapter of the Enigma Girls. If you liked how this started or you're intrigued and you want to learn a little bit more, definitely stop by and pick up a copy of this. If you like something similar or something completely different, definitely stop by and see us. All right, my friends, have a great day. Bye.